So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Redman's TV. In today's video, I'll be doing match week 3 of my predictions for the Premier League. Of course, I did match week 2 last week, which is why I started a new series, a new mini-series I will be doing. But before we do get into the video today, guys, we'll be going over last week's predictions and seeing how I did, really. So, of course, as you can see on the screen right now, in a second, there we go. There's the results of last week's fixtures. And overall, I did manage to bag myself 8 points. I got the Liverpool and Burnley prediction spot on at 2-0. Ings scored, Calvert-Lewin scored, Grealish scored, Greenwood scored, Antonio scored, and then Rama scored. So we got 6 points out of there, and of course Liverpool, and the correct result added 2 points to that. So 8 points overall. I'm happy with that to start the new series, to be fair. I was expecting less, so I'm pretty happy with that, I'm not going to lie. And let's get on to match week 3, guys. As you can see below, top of the table right now is West Ham United. I don't know how long they'll be there for, but, you know, what a great season at the start of the season they've had. But for match week 3, as you can see on the screen, we have a lot of exciting fixtures to look forward to. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea on Sunday. What a game that is going to be. Romelu Lukaku versus Van Dijk. Of course, second versus third as well. Both started the season off magnificently. So overall, I'm really looking forward to that game. And of course, around those fixtures, we do have some interesting games as well. Man United, Wolves, Newcastle, Southampton, Brighton, Everton. So we've got a few games to look forward to. But yeah, let's get into my predictions. So Man City taking on Arsenal. The early kickoff on Saturday. And to be honest, I do see a bloodbath happening here. And I will be going with Man City 3, Arsenal 1. I will give them a goal just because I have seen a few of their players coming back into the first team. Aubameyang might be starting next week. Lacazette's apparently back. Odegaard, I'm not too sure if he can start. Ben White's still out. Partey's still out. So I'm, again, giving them a goal is quite generous, but I do think their score on Saturday. But for City, I do think they control the game. Coming off a 5-0 win. Of course, Arsenal got dominated last week by Chelsea. So I only see City winning this game, to be fair. And of course, continuing of where they left off last week in that 5-0 result. So yeah, 3-1 to Man City. Goals coming from 2 from Mahrez and 1 from Jesus. And for Arsenal, I'm going to say Aubameyang for Arsenal. So 3-1 Man City. And we move on to the next game, which is Aston Villa taking on Brentford. And to be fair, it's again a very, very interesting game at the moment. I cannot really call this one. Of course, Aston Villa got back to winning ways last week against Newcastle, while Brentford still remain undefeated by drawing against Crystal Palace. So for this game, I'm just going to be going 2-1 to Aston Villa. I do see Brentford getting a goal, just because defensively Aston Villa do look a bit weak at the moment. But yeah, I do think, as I said, it's the same as City really. I do think Aston Villa will continue from where they left off. Danny Ings scoring his first goal. That will only encourage him to go on and get some more. And they did look good last weekend as well against Newcastle, but they're playing Newcastle, who are not a very good side. So yeah, it'll be a test against Brentford. I do feel the way they played and the way they started the season, they do look good at the moment. So it's going to be an interesting game. I do think it'll be close, but 2-1 Aston Villa. 2 goals from Danny Ings and a goal from Tony for Brentford. Then we move on now to Brighton, Everton. And of course, what a start to the season for Brighton. 2 wins out of 2. They sit 4th in the table. Everton, of course, drew last week against Leeds. And of course, they still remain undefeated under Rafa Benitez as well. But overall, it's a very interesting game. Very similar to the Aston Villa game. I cannot really call this one at the moment. But for me, I do think it will be a very close game. So I will be going with Everton 0. Everton 1, Brighton 0. I do think it will be a very close game, but towards the end, I reckon Everton will snatch it. And who will snatch it other than Calvert-Lewin? I reckon will bag the Everton's goal. So yeah, 1-0 win. Of course, Brighton. Will they go 3 out of 3? I'm not too sure. They could well do it, you know. It could beat Everton. You never know. But Everton, for me, are going to be a bit too strong for Brighton on the day. So 1-0 to Everton. Now we move on to Newcastle taking on Southampton. And for me, this is probably going to be one of the most boring games of the weekend with the way Newcastle play. Of course, Southampton got a big draw against Manchester United last weekend. A very deserved one as well, unfortunately for my team. And then Newcastle, of course, still looking for that win at St James's Park. They played well in the first game of the season against West Ham, but couldn't get the result and had an awful game last week as well. Although they should have got a penalty, yeah, they lost to Aston Villa. So yeah, it's a very hard game to go with. So for me, I will be going with a 1-1 draw. Although I do think Southampton could nick this game with the way Newcastle have been playing, I do have a slight feeling they'll pick up their first draw. But Southampton, they have a real opportunity to go on and win this game. It's a game they should be winning, but for Newcastle, they need to get points on the board as well. So I'm going with a 1-1 draw. It's going to be a very close game. And goals will come from Callum Wilson, and for Southampton, I'm going to say Djenepo. Yeah, 1-1 there. And we move on to Leicester taking on Norwich. And of course, Leicester took another battering last week to Man City. Norwich did. And Leicester, of course, they also took a battering yesterday to West Ham United while losing 4-1 to them. What a result for West Ham. What a poor performance on Leicester City. And, they'll be looking to bounce back this weekend against Norwich. So I only see Leicester winning this. By 2 goals to 0. I think, they will have to bounce back from last week just for their fans, really. So I do see them winning this game. I do think it'll be quite a comfortable win for Leicester as well against a very poor Norwich side who are still, who are still wanting to pick up their first win of the season as well. And they may do it again. They may shock Leicester after Leicester's result against West Ham, but yeah, I only see Leicester winning this game. 2-0 Leicester City. And we move on to West Ham taking on Crystal Palace. And as I said, what a performance from West Ham yesterday, defeating Leicester City by 4 goals to 1. Antonio was on fire, Ben Rama got into the goals, and it was just a top-class performance from West Ham. And for Palace, they're still looking out for their first win. Of course, got a draw against Brentford last week, lost their first game of the season to Chelsea. So yeah, Vieira still looking to get that first win on the board. But for West Ham, I do think this game there'll be goals in this game. There'll be a lot of goals in this game. I think it'll be 3-1 to West Ham United. I think that'd be, at home, just like they were against against Leicester. They'd be firing in the goals. Antonio will be back there and ever, and Rama will score a few more goals, hopefully. So, I do see West Ham winning this game against a poor Palace side who've not started the season very well. So for me, 3-1 to West Ham United. 2 goals from Antonio, 1 from Ben Rama, and a goal from Ayew for Crystal Palace if he starts. But if not, then Tepe. I'll see if either of them starts. So yeah, 3-1 to West Ham. We move on to the big game on the weekend. Liverpool taking on Chelsea. And as I said, I cannot wait for this game. It's going to be end-to-end stuff. Both teams love to play attacking football. Both teams have so many quality players on that pitch. It's going to be a wonderful game to watch. But for me, it's very, very hard to predict. It is very hard because both teams, started off well. 6 points from 6 for both teams. 2 wins from 2. So they both started the season very, very promising. So for me, in this game, Liverpool at home at Anfield, Chelsea have a decent away form. So it's a very hard one to go with. But I'm going to go Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. It's going to be a draw in this game. I do think there'll be bags of goals. It's going to be an exciting one to watch. But yeah, I do reckon it will end in a draw. Although if I was to back a team to win, I'd probably say Liverpool just because they are at home. But I don't know why, but I'm feeling a draw in this game. I'm feeling a 2-2. So Liverpool goals-wise, I'm going to say Salah and Firmino. And for Chelsea, I will be saying Lukaku and Pulisic. Yeah, 2 all there. I cannot wait for that game. We move on to Burnley taking on Leeds United, and both teams haven't started the season off well. Of course, Burnley still looking for that first win. Lost against Liverpool and lost against Brighton. Leeds United, as I said, picked up a point last week against Everton, and they'll be looking for that first win. I do think they're going to get it in this game. I do think it'll be Burnley 1, Leeds United 2. I think this is Leeds United's time to pick up their first win. Playing away at Burnley, who've not started the season well. Been pretty poor defensively as well. Not a team that's to be known for to be weak at the back, but Burnley have looked weak at the back in the first 2 games. So for Leeds United, I do think they looked promising last week against Everton. They should have won that game as well. They had enough chances to. But for Leeds United, I do think they will win this game by 2 goals to 1. Goal scorers will be Rodrigo and Bamford. And for Burnley, I'm going to say a defender. I'm going to say Ben Mee from the corner. So yeah, 2-1. And move on to Tottenham taking on Watford. Of course, Tottenham 2 out of 2 as well, looking very, very good under Nuno Espirito Santo to start off the season. Although they probably will drop off very soon. I'll get a shock result somewhere. But yeah, they played Watford as well. Of course, Watford not starting off the season badly. They won their first game, lost last week to Brighton 2-0. So back to reality for Watford, to be honest. So for me in this game, Tottenham at home, I only see this game going one way, and that is Tottenham's way. So it will be 2-0 in. Oh, sorry about that. 2-0 to Tottenham. Goals from Dele Alli and a goal from Harry Kane returning back. And last game, Wolverhampton taking on Manchester United. And for me, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Manchester United. I do see us conceding here, just like we did against Southampton, but I do see us winning this game. I do think Manchester United will bounce back from that draw last week against Southampton and will win this game by 2-1. I think we need to win these games as well. So I'm going to be going with I'm going to go Mason Greenwood and a goal from Bruno Fernandes. But that's it. And then for Wolverhampton, I'm going to go Jimenez. But that's it for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash a like. Make sure to subscribe down below to Red Manx TV. And also let me know your score predictions for all these games down below. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.